Hey there, hi, welcome to the channel. I am Garrett, and in this video, we are talking about some of the ways and some mistakes you're making that are wasting money and how you can actually fix those and still elevate the space. We have got some things to talk about, so let's get into the video. The first thing we have to talk about when it comes to decorating your home and how it is wasting money is not budgeting in advance. You have to budget for everything. And I'm talking about make a spreadsheet, break things down, put the sofa, put the lamps, put the rug and the end tables, everything on that list, and then create a budget, what you feel comfortable spending on that, because you need to know, you need to have a guideline set out. That way you keep your focus on that and you don't end up in a place where you've done the renovations, you've done the floors and the painting and the lighting and everything, only to find out, hey, we only have this much left, let's just cram everything into the budget. Sometimes it's better to wait a little while or go without so that you can actually get the right piece at the right price point so you aren't wasting money on something that you really don't want, that won't be quality, that won't last you as long as it probably should. I think budgeting also comes alongside planning in advance, and that's the next thing that can really waste a lot of money is not planning in advance, because sometimes things take a long time to get in, especially right now and the time we are living in. Sometimes you're waiting 2, 3, and 4 months for a piece of furniture. So plan in advance. When you are still in that renovation phase, look at the sofas, look at the rugs, look at the beds, and figure out what you want and what the lead time on that is. And then maybe you order that in advance of the project being completed. Maybe that means it goes into storage or it sits in the garage wrapped up for a little while until it's ready to be brought into the space, because it can actually cost you a lot more not to have that furniture, not to have that piece arrive on time than it does to have it there in advance or just store it. Planning ahead is important, but so is buying ahead, because sometimes things go out of stock or take longer than expected, or you just need that material at short notice and now you have it. And that can come into play when you are renovating, like buying your floors or appliances in advance, because you will then have it when you need it and you can move on to the next phase. But when it comes to decorating your home, sometimes things just take longer than expected. Actually, my bed, I ordered and they told me it was gonna be 12 weeks and it ended up taking 9 months to get in, but I bought it at a good time, a point where I had another bed in place where I could wait for it and it wouldn't affect anything, but that's not always the case. So buying ahead also means you will have the materials available when you need them. And that could be hardware for cabinetry or drapery rods. That can be extra chairs or extra fabric for upholstery. Maybe that's planning in advance and buying pillows ahead of time. There was literally a pillow insert shortage like last year where I could not find pillow inserts. That was important for me to have them on hand. I learned my lesson and now I do. But buying ahead means that you will not be going without later on, and you will not get any of the delays that holdups can cause you and can cost you a lot of money. You know, as a formally trained interior decorator, I've seen a lot of things, I've learned a lot of lessons, and I try and share all of those with you every week in these videos, which is why if you haven't already, you should take a moment and hit the subscribe button, join the LeChic family, and turn the bell notification on to get notified every time I upload so you don't miss any video. And after you have done so, please share with me in the comment section down below so I can personally welcome you to the channel. One of the big mistakes people make that waste them money is that they don't ask for a discount. Everywhere you go, I don't care what it is, what you're buying, ask for a discount. Ask what the best coupon is. It doesn't matter if this is a store that only sells brand new things or vintage antiques. I don't care if it is a supplier of hardwood flooring. Ask for a discount. Ask what the best deal is, because you don't want to miss out on that savings. Sometimes it can make a big difference than just looking at the sticker price and being like, nope, that's out of the budget, moving on. Well, hang on a second. How long has that been there? How much stock do they have? They might be willing to give you a better price on something just to move it, just to get it out of the way. If you see a big casework piece of furniture you like, well, not everyone has the space for that. So it might have been sitting around that shop for a while and they might say, get rid of it, sell it at cost because we need the floor space. We'd rather have the money to put into something else. And you can get a really good deal just by asking for it. don't be afraid to ask for a discount. I do it all of the time and I get some amazing deals. As a matter of fact, I was thinking of doing a video all about pieces in my home that I've got really amazing deals on and how you can get them too. If you'd like to see that, be sure you sound off in the comment section down below. When we're talking about discounts and affordable pieces of furniture, I think it's really important for us to talk about quality over quantity. And that can be a big mistake, a big waste of money in a space in a home when you are decorating, because good quality will last you longer than the difference between what you spent and what you saved and having to replace something. It's not worth it. Let me explain it to you this way. If you see a piece of furniture that is $1,000 and you're like, wow, that's a lot, but you see something similar that's okay quality but is $500, well, it's half the price. Okay, but if it's only gonna last 2 or 3 years and you're gonna have to replace it with another piece that's $500, you spent the same money. Buying the more quality piece meant you spent the same amount of money and you got the piece you wanted that would have lasted way longer, and you prevented something from just being donated that nobody wants or thrown into a landfill that's just gonna sit there and rot. It was literally a waste of money. You don't want that, so investing in good quality over quantity is a really great idea. And this also includes decor. For me, you know I'm a collector. I collect a lot of things and I love it, but I always am looking for decor that is a part of my collection, that I can display somewhere, that I can use, that I'm going to keep and love forever. So it means I'm not just rotating through, I'm not throwing stuff out all of the time, and I'm not just bringing in a bunch of new stuff to my house every day, every week, every month. I have a lot of pieces that I can rotate through, meaning I may have spent a little more, but I saved a lot in the long run. Also, it just prevents you from collecting a lot of stuff that becomes nothing other than clutter, which we all know is not what we need in our homes. When you're talking about quality and you're looking for the right quality for your home, it's important to be realistic on the use you have on the space. You don't want to buy something that is good quality for someone that is very delicate with their furniture if you are not. If you have kids and dogs, they may make things wear out quicker, so you need to get those extremely durable pieces. That's okay, and there's nothing wrong with that, but if you are going to be more hard wearing on something, you want to make sure you're getting the best quality you can. It's important to remember that when you are shopping for your home, because getting the wrong quality that's just gonna go bad and be thrown out is a waste of money. It's also important to note what type of maintenance you're willing to do on your home, because you may spend all of your time cleaning the space and then you wasted a bunch of time because you didn't get the right pieces that fit your actual lifestyle. Here's an example. You all know I have 3 of the most adorable dogs in the world, and certainly the most adorable on the internet. However, they are completely different in the way they live and the way they use our spaces. Albert doesn't really shed at all. He's got long hair, easy to clean after, love it. Cornelius, he doesn't really shed that much either. He does a little bit, but that's okay. Linus, on the other hand, I don't know how that dog has any fur left on him because he is shedding everywhere all of the time. But he's a little white dog, so me having lighter floors and me having light furniture means that it actually always looks cleaner because you can't see his dog hair everywhere, and I can take the time and clean that up on a regular basis, but in between those cleanings, the space still does not look dirty because I've taken into consideration how we use this space, what the most hard-wearing feature element person in the space is and what it needs to be, and that's Linus and making sure his dog hair isn't just hanging out everywhere. But I also get a little bit of a break because my other dogs don't shed so much, and that's okay. As a matter of fact, let's bring Linus in here so that you can see that he actually does have dog hair in spite of the fact that he sheds all of the time. Oh yes, I know. I know. Yes, you're up here, yes, and you're shedding everywhere. But you see, oh yes, is that nice? Is that nice? Does a bull like that? Oh yes. Oh, there he goes. There he goes. Oh yes. Oh yes, a very special treat to see a bull's belly, isn't it? Oh. And there he went, everyone. Let's get back to the video. I think it's important for us to talk about this kind of mid-renovation or mid-buys you can do in a space that are good for the time being, but they're not the permanent feature, not what you really wanted. They're just something as a placeholder. This is a huge waste of money and it will cost you a fortune because you can just tack on whatever you spent for that onto the piece you really want. And now you're increasing the cost of that and just trying to stretch it out over time. It doesn't make a ton of sense. Sometimes it's worth going without something for a while. Here's an example. You can get a really cheap sofa for maybe a few $100s, but that really expensive one you want that's a few $1,000s, well, now you can tack on a few extra $100 onto it because you spent it on a sofa you really didn't want just to hold the place of the sofa you do want. So now the one you want is more expensive. It doesn't make a ton of sense. You might just be better off taking the TV and putting it in your bedroom and watching it in there until you can afford the sofa you really do want instead of just that placeholder. It can be a big waste of money, especially since a lot of those placeholder pieces that are really affordable don't have any real value. When it comes to your home, most people look at it as a sanctuary, and it should be, but that doesn't have to be a rush. You don't have to get it done today. You can relax, enjoy. Look at your space as a project. It doesn't have to be done today or tomorrow. It can be done in 6 months or a year's time. You can take the time and really get the right pieces to make the space perfect as it should be, and that will actually save you a lot of money. By spending a little bit more now, you save more later. That will reduce you wasting money on something you don't need, and you also can enjoy the process a little bit. Take the time, hunt those right pieces, find them, and make the space perfect and exactly what you want, exactly what you're after, without wasting any money. And I think when you rush, you also get into trends more because you're looking at what's available right now, and those tend to be the trendiest pieces, which I also think can be a waste of money. I do think it's fun to keep up with the trends and look at what's happening and keep yourself aware of what's going on in design right now, but that doesn't mean you have to have everything or you have to be the latest, trendiest, greatest, whatever at the moment, because trends move very quickly, and if you're always keeping up with them, you're constantly getting rid of something. So stay true to your personal style, figure out what you like and what will be a classic in your space. I always say, look at a trend and then watch it for 6 months or a year, and if you still really love it, if you still are like, Garrett, I really want this, go for it. That means it's a classic for you, or it's at least a piece you will love for a long time moving forward, and I think that's a great way to take advantage of them. However, if you see something right away, you do not have to jump on it or get it at this moment because it probably will be here now and gone in a few months, and then all of a sudden you're doing the same thing over again and you just wasted money on everything you bought before because now it has to be replaced. Not what you want, a waste of money. That's literally the definition of it. Nobody wants that, and it's more expensive in the long run. I definitely say focus on quality over just being trendy or in at the moment. Sometimes a trend is great and it's something you want to take advantage of. I've done that myself, but also just wait for yourself to become trending and then there you go. That's perfect, that's wonderful, and you've beaten everybody to the punch. I love that for you. But don't just invest in trends because they are what is trendy at the moment. They're the newest, the latest, the greatest thing. Make sure it's right and it works for you, your space, and it will be classic and timeless for you forever, and you won't waste any money on it. It's also important to remember that when your style is trending, that's kind of the top of the market. You will pay premiums for the things you like the most. So try and get ahead of that wave if you can. Look at what is trending adjacent to see what is happening in the future or what we will move towards, because that's how trends work. One thing becomes very popular and trendy, and then all of the people that are stylish but they can't afford that trend right now, they look for something else. What else is happening? What's more affordable? What can they get that gives them that look for less? And then they become trendy and the trend moves on. That's how it happens, that's how it works, that's where we are moving towards. So look at trends and then look at what's adjacent to them. For example, we were really loving postmodern last year, but now we're moving on to brutalist. Well, those are similar styles, they're kind of adjacent, but they're different, and it meant that brutalist pieces were a lot cheaper when postmodern pieces weren't. And now the opposite is kind of happening, and we're moving forward on from there. People will look for the next thing. Take advantage of your style when it's not trending, and then wait for it to be trending. Don't buy at the top of the market because you will pay the biggest premium for the same thing. I think one of the most important things you need to remember, and one of the biggest wastes of money that you can do, is trying to go at it alone. Hiring professionals will save you time and save you money and make sure that things are done safe and that you don't have to redo them. There are some things you could not pay me to touch because I don't do that. I don't do plumbing. I don't do electrical. I'm not messing with any of that stuff. I'm gonna hire an electrician or a plumber to come out and do them right because I'm not getting electrocuted. Sometimes you can't paint everything yourself. You need to hire a professional to get the best job done, because if you try and go at it yourself and you don't know how to do that, well, now you messed it up and you have to hire them anyway, and they're gonna have to undo all of the work you did to do it right the first time. It's not worth going at it alone. There are just some of those things that you should not attempt to do by yourself, and hiring a professional will get them done for you safely, accurately, the best quality, and a lot of times it will be faster, therefore saving you money and making it cheaper. Well, there you have it, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to share with me in the comment section down below, and share with me, expose yourself and share with me what is one of the things you have wasted money on that you regret, that you wouldn't do and you want everyone else to know, except your enemies, but they probably aren't watching this anyway because they have no taste. I want to hear from you, so be sure you share with me and give this video a like. If you haven't already, be sure you hit the subscribe button and join the LeChic family. I also know that you know someone that is not your enemy, is actually your friend, and you want to keep them from wasting money because they just need to stop, they need to get it together, and they need my help. Share this video with them because friends help friends, and I will see you in the next one.